It's Dirty Story Night. We've reached the second place finisher in our superhero month. This time, it's KP and Dan teaming up, a second team up this month, and they're gonna Hulk Up Catwoman. Before we begin that, please check out our parent network at IABDpresents.com. We've got podcast, written work, video series, and more. One of the podcasts we do is It's All Been Trekked Before, which is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. You can join Jerome Wetzel, Stephen Woosley, usually Keith Jackson, often Colleen Dunn, and many other people as they rewatch Star Trek back from the 1960s forward. We're currently in season 2, and you can catch up, watch along with us, and listen to the episodes as we talk about them. That's all found at IABDpresents.com. You can also support us at patreon.com/IABD and get some cool swag for your donation money. We'd really appreciate that. Now enjoy Dirty Story Night.
Alright, now that I've had my liquid courage, we are testing sexy voices now. Yes, my voice is sexy, yes. Okay, so, I am done spouting my lips. I'm going to go sit down next to Jimmy and hopefully get a hand.
Come, my partner.
We're first, and I'm pissed.
That's right. So let's just do it, say fuck it, and keep drinking.
This is KP and Dan.
We are doing Catwoman, hulked up.
Midnight at the Dayton Biolabs. Dr. Bruce Banner was working late into the night to finally concoct a cure for the dreaded ailment plaguing mankind known as erectile dysfunction. You may be thinking, do we not already have Viagra and Cialis for such a thing? And yes, you would be right. However, Dr. Banner's hypothesized formula would permanently cure ED and grant the user enhanced sexual abilities a la Austin Powers. We all know what the big green killing machine was capable of, but poor Dr. Banner needed a little more assistance. This cure would make his family jewels worth millions. Suddenly, a crash of glass echoed through the empty building, causing Banner to look up from his test tubes. He was used to things shifting in the lab, creating noise. Reactors buzzed, the sink leaked, and the rats were typically restless in their cages. But this sound was made by no rat, more of a cat. Dr. Banner's eyes darted around the dimly lit lab. He listened intently for any sound of movement. Nothing.
I hear you've got something that'll make this pretty kitty purr.
Said a soft voice from the doorway. Banner whipped around to see the dark figure of a slender woman dressed from head to heel in shiny black leather, her head topped with 2 distinct cat ears. The woman was leaning seductively on the door frame. She began slinking towards Dr. Banner.
You know what I hate about men?
She purred.
I've never met one with jewels worth stealing. But I hear yours will be worth millions once your cure is completed.
Banner began to panic and sweat. Surely the cat-like caper was here to steal his erectile dysfunction cure, which could certainly be ransomed for a hefty sum. She curled herself up on top of him, straddling across his lap comfortably and stroking his short yet slightly sweaty hair. She licked his ear and cooed.
Now, how about you give little Miss Kitty her toy, and she just might bat yours around a bit as a thank you.
Banner could only stutter as he made a frantic grab for the ever-so-important vial of serum and for the lit Bunsen burner he was using, turning up the gas to create a small yet intimidating flame to help him ward off the feline filcher. English. Indeed, I am drunk. Thank you. Catwoman?
Pause for a brief intermission.
Pause.
Get it?
Okay.
Cats have those.
Okay. Okay. Oh, now don't try to run, my little mouse. This pussy always catches her prey, and a little lab mouse like you won't be much of a fight.
Dr. Banner bravely stammered.
Bring it on, you slut!
Catwoman growled. then lunged at him, knocking the burner out of his hand and clocking him over the head, knocking him unconscious with relative ease. Dr. Banner groggily came to. He found himself to be bound to his own lab chair, naked in the moonlight.
Where's the serum, you promiscuous pussycat? I told you, this kitty always catches her prey. And now that I've caught you, I'm going to pounce and make you my little bitch.
Catwoman raised her right leg and brought her leathered foot down on Dr. Banner's tender testes, barely avoiding crushing them. Banner howled in pain.
Ow!
Like two cats in the throes of mating. He could feel the anger brewing inside him with each twist of the heel of her boot. He silenced the green demon in his head and tried to regain his composure, still wincing from the pressure still squishing his schnuff.
I've been saving this for a special occasion.
The dominatrix proclaimed as she whipped out a giant black dildo in the shape of the Justice Jouster belonging to none other than the Caped Crusader himself. She didn't hesitate to insert Batman's baggage into Banner's tightly puckered poop chute. And that was it. The anal abuse was too much. He could feel the green creeping from ass to mouth. The meek doctor's entire body began to swell rapidly, muscles throbbing and pulsing as if Banner himself had taken gallons of his own serum. Catwoman soon found herself in the giant shadow of the Emerald Annihilator. The Hulk breathed heavily down on her. Fury burning in his eyes. Having the giant rubber batarang buried in his bunghole seemed to awaken something more than rage in him. It was coming. The hate fuck to end all hate fucks! Catwoman could hear a faint beat, like a drum being struck. Rhythmically from far away, she followed the source of the sound with her eyes down to the Hulk's shredded trousers. There, lying splayed across the floor like a Burmese python, was the Hulk's green, pulsing pussy pounder. Catwoman shrieked. Fear finally hitting her mind, and she turned to run for it, like a mouse trying to cower in a corner. From behind her, the Hulk bellowed. His cock rose to attention like a green helmeted soldier. That was the sound of kitty cat karma. Giant green fists grabbed Catwoman's shapely thighs, hastily spreading them open, tearing the leather at the crotch of her outfit in the process. Pausing for only a moment to position her pretty pampered puss over his globe-sized humper head, the Hulk split her slender, agile body in such a way that would put Gumby to shame. The massive muff maimer was being driven up so far that our pretty pussycat could feel it driving up into her chest cavity. Yet after a few agonizing minutes, she began to become used to the sensation, even starting to find it pleasurable. She couldn't help letting out a pleased moan or two. The Hulk began to pant and grunt. Faster and faster, he slid his female fleshlight up and down his giant green bean. Catwoman could feel her pelvis crack as his cock came closer to creaming her cooch, which basically was her entire torso now. Hulk Spooge! An ocean of cum erupted forth from within the Hulk's basketball-sized nuts, completely filling Catwoman to the point where she took flight off his cock like a bottle rocket. Hulk thought he had her, but the resilient feline femme fatale calmly collected herself and said with a sexy, sly smile,
Oh, Bruce, don't you know that cats only come when they feel like it? Not when they're told.